right, good morning. Thank you, Luca. All right, good morning. Welcome to our annual Prize Day ceremony. Today we will celebrate those values of our school, those ideals that we prize, by honoring individuals who have excelled in opening their hearts and their minds and in pursuing excellence through academic, creative, and physical achievement. Those who are being honored today have done exemplary work, but it should be noted that it is the work each of us does every day to support and respect each other, to take responsibility, to steward our community and seek out creativity, to commit to diversity and to excellence that make our school the place that it is. At Academic Recognition Night on Monday, Mr. Bradley spoke about the value of scholarship multiplying when it is shared. In particular, he honored the brotherhood he's cultivated with Jake Thurman over the past 14 years. And, truthfully, their bromance is admirable. I hope all of you have developed similar meaningful connections in your time here, and I hope that you carry them forward wherever you go. It is a privilege to be a trailblazer, and it has been a privilege to spend this year with each of you. We're going to go through a series of awards. I'm going to bring up the presenters. They'll present the awards. We do have a tiny break in the middle to change seating on stage. But we are going to begin with recognition of our international exchange students. So please welcome Director of International Programs, Shannon Swan.
Good morning. Here at University, we are incredibly fortunate to sometimes have exchange students who come to spend a year with us as part of a cultural exchange before returning to their home countries. This year, we welcomed Andrine Arioli from Switzerland. Yay, Andrine! Andrine truly made the most of his time here and brought energy, enthusiasm, and humor to everything he did at school, from sports to academics to the many, many friendships he made. He will be missed. Andrine, thank you for choosing to spend the year with us. We won't forget you.
The next series of awards honor university community members, and the first two go to junior recipients. To present the Schmidt Award, please welcome Chris Bradley and 2025 recipient Vedatri Iyer.
Jeff Lewis, a founding trustee of the school, and his wife Paula initiated the Schmidt Award to honor a University High School junior who demonstrates extraordinary service. This award was founded to honor Mrs. Lewis's father, who is a lifelong high school educator with a particular dedication to community service. The Schmidt Award winner receives a plaque and a check, and the faculty chooses the recipient at the end of the academic year, and the winner is announced on Prize Day.
Our country is founded on the principle of community service. Jefferson stated as much in the Declaration of Independence when he wrote, "Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness." He said that government is an act of civic creation. It is not imposed on us. It is we the people, in the words of the Constitution, that work together to create and revise government. This means that government is never static. It must always change because what people want in their society is constantly evolving. Jack Feldman believes in these principles. For a long time, he's been interested in how cities are made. Who is in the position to decide where a highway goes, street signs, walkways. In recent years, Jack has moved this interest from one of the mind to one of civic engagement. For several years, he has been attending and raising issues at Carmel City Council meetings and other city planning commissions. He checked the government on issues of legal liability in the construction of the multi-use path in front of the school. When he saw that signed and lighted crosswalks were planned to be installed in front of public schools, he advocated that the city should install crosswalks for all schools, public and private. That's why we have such a crosswalk in front of our school. Matt Snyder, the president of the Carmel City Council, has been so aware of Jack's attendance and contributions at the meetings that he will regularly check in with Jack to see if there are any significant issues that should be on the council's agenda. Our system of government is democratic, stretching all the way from the president and Congress to local planning commissions. They only work best, that is, serve the community, when citizens take their democratic role seriously. Jack Feldman has done so, and for this service, in the example he has set, I am pleased to present to him the 2026 Schmidt Award.
To present the Cardwell Family Scholarship, please welcome Nyla Neely and Danny Cardwell, class of 2024.
Good morning. So the Cardwell Family Scholarship was founded last year by our family to honor a student who goes above and beyond in trying to value what university can give them and push themselves to go above and beyond, I guess. I don't really have the words to describe it very well, but you have a lot of opportunities here and you can really push yourself ahead in school if you really want to. We created a whole class just for the kids who couldn't be taught by the regular math classes anymore. If you want to get to that level, here you can. So this is for a student who really tries to go and do the things that otherwise would be extraordinarily difficult. So.
Okay, hello. So for those of you who have been through it, you know that transferring to a new high school is hard. You arrive at a place where friendships are established and the unwritten rules of a place are long understood by everyone but you. That makes it tempting to keep your head down and wait it out, but not at this school and not by this student. Wasting little time after arriving here, she was co-leading the Women's Health Club, thoughtfully assembling care packages to benefit women she didn't even know, helping to rebuild the U-Post and expand it into broadcasting, joining DAPA, DECA, and the Rebate Club. She showed up to her service leadership class ready to roll up her sleeves and make things happen. But what makes her special isn't a list of activities, it's not her resume, it's the way that she moves through the community. She makes sure everyone's voice is heard in group work. She thanks her teachers as she leaves class. She notices the people around her and finds ways to lift them up. At midterm, a teacher wrote in her comments that she demonstrates our core values in her daily actions. And that's not a casual, isolated comment. I read lots of those about this person. It's just how she operates. Hardly a conversation of ours goes by where she doesn't talk about the importance of community and how she wants to help people and to contribute. So the Cardwell Family Scholarship recognizes a student who fully embraces what university has to offer and enhances the community with their involvement. And this trailblazer doesn't just meet that standard, she embodies it. And in just 1 year, she's made this community better for having been here. So I would like all of you to help me welcome Sia Bahali.
The next 4 awards are presented to members of the graduating class. To present the Kyle Suiko Curiosity Scholarship, please welcome Ellen Wallerstein and Christian Moore, class of 2019.
Kyle was my best friend and had been since I'd moved to Indianapolis in the 5th grade. He was exceptionally smart and driven by his curiosity, exploring topics ranging from Bitcoin and economic policy to artificial intelligence. His neurodiversity was truly amazing and a gift that many of us could never be so lucky to have. Unfortunately, neurodiversity often has the potential to bring with it various struggles, such as a lack of self-confidence and appreciation of the gifts that you've been given. Kyle, despite his amazing gifts, succumbed to those struggles 5 years ago today. Because of Kyle's struggles with recognizing his spectacular gifts related to neurodiversity and the positive effect he had on others around him, this scholarship was created to acknowledge and recognize the gifts of neurodiverse individuals and their contribution to our community. Without talented neurodiverse individuals, such as Kyle and our recipient of this award, the world would be lacking in a great deal of the brightness and wonder that it needs. We celebrate many things on every prize day, and it's our hope that this scholarship is an effective celebration in diversity of learning. Neurodiversity is a tremendous gift to be acknowledged, appreciated, and shared with everyone. We believe that the candidate for this year's Kyle Suiko Curiosity Scholarship Award for neurodiverse students has demonstrated curiosity and has expanded his knowledge in unique, self-directed ways while managing challenges he faced, which gets to the core of what the scholarship is about.
Good morning. Einstein once said, "I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious." Today we pay tribute to the intersection of curiosity and neurodiversity with the 4th annual Kyle Suiko Curiosity Scholarship, made possible by Christian Moore and his family by recognizing a passionately curious neurodivergent senior. Neurodivergent learners have distinct and sometimes esoteric passions. Kyle was self-taught in Cyrillic and Russian, traded gold, played the stock market, viewed every Godzilla movie, and started every day with a Frappuccino. Like Kyle, our recipient of this award has a wide range of passions that deeply engage and inspire him. He is fluent in French, fascinated by romantic cultures. His love of nature and animals has led him to learn about every animal at the Indianapolis Zoo. An avid birder, he has an endless curiosity about the natural world. His claim to fame, however, is his expertise in the Godzilla franchise. Just ask him. Neurodivergent learners often demonstrate exceptional strengths in specific areas. Their capacity for deep focus, unconventional thinking, and resilience frequently fuels an enduring sense of curiosity, gifts that our recipient teachers both recognize and celebrate. Dr. A shares that this student has an incredible desire to understand the natural world around him, while Dr. Spiegel described him as insightful and engaged. Those who know the student will agree that he has a strong sense of justice and fairness. It's grounded in his deep compassion for others. His curiosity and desire for meaningful connections continually propel him into new relationships and experiences. On the tennis court, Dr. Hogan observed that this avid player takes time to learn his opponent's names and generally befriends them. Ms. Stomke recalled that during the J-term trip to France, he never met a stranger and supported his classmates by translating for them. His curiosity is rooted in human connection, expressed not only through big gestures, but also by starting each conversation with the genuine, "How are you?" Please join me in congratulating Kothi Burge.
To present the Scott L. Ray Excellence in Science and Mathematics Scholarship, please welcome David Vesper.
Scott Ray was an electrical engineer by training, but you might not know that by his career. His career was generally in the pharmaceutical industry, including pharmaceutical research, not biotechnology, but pharmaceutical. Okay? He was also a long, and I think possibly the longest-serving vice chair we ever had for the UHS board. His impact was dramatic. Some people say that when you serve on a board, some people serve because they have a lot of resources, like money to donate, other people because they have a lot of skills. He had a lot of skills, right? By the way, some people have both, so that's good too. But he had both. He helped drive and shape much of the growth of the school, especially in our growth years. Most importantly, though, Scott was a champion for education from a very young age, particularly in science and mathematics. He relished educating others, almost as much as he enjoyed the subjects themselves, and he was known to be a kind and encouraging mentor. Scott met people where they were and gave them the confidence to grow as students and as human beings. To honor Scott, the Ray family picks an awardee each year who, like Scott, has a love and aptitude for science, math, and educating others in science and math. The award winner picked this year by the Ray family has been fascinated by interplay of science and its often language mathematics. They were inspired to do independent research in the pharmaceutical industry, interning in a research institute culminating in a senior research project. Just as science and mathematics have shaped our awardee, they have also worked to share their appeal with others. In class, I've often asked sometimes students to recap what we covered in a previous class if somebody had missed. So if somebody doesn't show up to class for whatever reason, the next day I'll ask somebody to recap. This student would recap so well, other students would claim they actually understood what I had gone over before now based on their presentation. Okay? In the last 2 years, this student has dedicated over 250 free hours of tutoring, not paid, in subjects across mathematics, biology, and chemistry, both on campus and off. They say tutoring has become one of their most meaningful parts of their life, honoring the mentors and experiences that have helped them. Much like Scott Ray, they note that knowledge and science is only meaningful when passed forward. For their sustained dedication to science research as well as tutoring and expanding the understanding of mathematics and science beyond himself, I'm proud to announce this awardee, the awardee for the Scott L. Ray Memorial Science and Mathematics Scholarship is Rishi Paranjabi.
This next award is new this year. To introduce and present the L. Porter Family Scholarship, please welcome Ashley Crockett-Lohr and Cassandra Porter, mother of Lauren, class of 2022, and Lindsay, class of 2026.
In honor of the transformative power of education that has been a cornerstone of their family for generations, and in gratitude for their time at University High School, the Porter family, Cassandra, Jeffrey, Lauren, class of 22, and Lindsay, class of 26, have established the L. Porter Family Scholarship. The L. Porter Family Scholarship honors a graduating senior who exemplifies leadership, creativity, and a deep commitment to building community at University High School. This merit-based award recognizes a student who has made meaningful and lasting contributions to the life of the school through active engagement, initiative, and service to others. The recipient is a student whose leadership is evident both in the broader life of the school and through meaningful participation in or leadership with affinity groups and/or diversity issues on campus. They not only take part but help shape experiences that bring people together, elevate diverse voices, and foster a strong sense of belonging. Through these efforts, the student demonstrates a clear commitment to community building and inclusive leadership. The scholarship also honors a student who embraces creative expression, whether through the performing or visual arts, and who balances these pursuits alongside other commitments, such as athletics, with energy and dedication. Their leadership is exemplified in the ways they mentor others, represent the school with pride, and contribute to a culture of connection and respect. Above all, the L. Porter Family Scholarship celebrates a senior who leaves a meaningful impact on university, someone whose presence strengthens the community and whose example will continue to inspire others long after graduation. The qualities I just outlined in the scholarship description are not merely aspirational. They are fully embodied and realized by the person receiving the inaugural award today. This recipient has a high school resume that might lead some to wonder how a person could squeeze all of this into 4 short years. An athlete on the basketball and track teams, 4 years of participation in the fall plays, spring musicals, and music program, 4 years of service on Stewardship Council, co-vice president and now co-president of Black Affinity, leader of the Anti-Racist Book Club and Writing Club, countless events run and morning meetings delivered. The list goes on. But as any true community leader knows, it is not merely what we do, but how we do it that matters. This recipient is a listener, a connector. She's a mentor. She's a friend. She can argue a case like you wouldn't believe. And she uses her voice to fight for what is right and good for all people. About her legacy here, the recipient said, "I sought to lead by showing an example of what it means to be unapologetically Black and to use my culture and experience to help others." It is in celebration of her service and her excellence, her unapologetic Black excellence, that we present the inaugural L. Porter Family Scholarship to Anya Hicks.
Our final honorific award is unique in that it can be bestowed on any member of the university community. Audrey Lupton was a member of the class of 2018 who passed away after a battle with rhabdomyosarcoma. She believed strong communities are more than a group of people who share a common space. Communities are filled with people who deliberately and intentionally guide and teach and nurture. They cheer for us, they cajole us, they hassle us, sometimes they scold us into being better versions of ourselves. They understand that by making experience, making life for someone else better, making them a little happier, they make everyone a little better and a little happier. Her family created the Audrey Lupton Community Award to celebrate a person or a group at university who demonstrates extraordinary dedication to the community. Like several adults in the room, I had the chance to go to school with Audrey. To learn with her was a joyful and powerful thing. While this year's recipient never had the chance to meet her, I guarantee they are kindred souls. They share a love of running, of the outdoors, of days spent with friends and nights around the campfire, of Harry Potter. They both went out of their way to make people feel included, like you were a part of something, like together you could take on the world or at least finish your homework. They are each emblems of the community we are and guideposts for the community we can be. If you've ever gone to a ULearn, played a game in the Olympics, or attended a winter formal, you owe a little bit to Audrey. If you've ever gotten a celebratory cowbell ring, or enjoyed a plunger race on a middle school wheelie cart, or found yourself loving questions like books written in foreign tongues, you owe a little bit to this year's recipient. Both left an indelible mark on University High School, and both will be true blue trailblazers for life. It is my honor to present this year's Audrey Lupton Community Award to Jamie McDougall. are now going to take a brief, very brief, meaning students, do not leave the room, but if you needed to stretch, you could stretch, moment to swap out the people on stage and get ready for the rest of our awards. Well, it's Cullen who's first. Henry was sitting in the back of the room. All right, we are coming back. We are coming back, and we are not sitting in the back. Woo! There are front row seats available. We are. Physical achievement is a core part of university's mission, and the Career Athletic Achievement Award honors those students who have displayed a commitment to improving themselves and the school through work and performance in athletics. To present the Career Athletic Achievement Awards, please welcome Cullen Webster.
Physical achievement is a core part of university's mission, and the Career Athletic Achievement Award honor those students who have displayed a commitment to improving themselves and the school through work and performance in athletics. This award is selected by the athletic director and assistant athletic directors. Again, it honors 2 senior athletes who have displayed a commitment not just to their sports, but to improving themselves and their school through their athletic performance. Our first award winner played on the girls' soccer and basketball teams all 4 years of her high school career, and she was a student athlete in both programs, or excuse me, a standout athlete in both programs. Her innate intelligence to see the floor and the field were unmatched, and she was always the consummate teammate. She was also an outstanding student and was an exemplar of what it means to be a student athlete at university. Her soccer coach, Dimitri Georgikopoulos, said she was a model student of the game and a stalwart presence on the field. However, her greatest impact was on the spirit and culture of our team. She always brought her personality and energy to everything we did and modeled ownership of a positive and fun experience in sports. Everyone had more fun because she was there. It is my pleasure to give the 2026 Career Athletic Achievement Award to Mac Feeney. The next award winner was a 4-year member of the boys soccer team and a 4-year member of the boys golf team. His commitment and dedication to both programs was not only outstanding, but the example he set for his younger teammates on how to approach an athletic experience at UHS was second to none. Jim Rudin, his soccer coach, shared over the course of his time in our program, he showed steady growth in both his understanding of the game and confidence as a player. His willingness to learn, improve, and be a positive presence within the team never went unnoticed. As a senior, he led by example and proved to be a vital contributor to the culture of the program. He also scored an absolute banger of a goal on his senior night. It is my pleasure to give the 2026 Career Athletic Achievement Award to Emmett White.
Each year, members of our academic department select a senior who has shown talent, scholarship, and dedication within their discipline. A representative from each department will present those awards. Please join me in welcoming Henry Johnston to present the award for English.
Hello, everybody. I asked Spiegel for some content for this speech the other day, and he sent me this. You can't spell Najidash without this student's name. Najidash, oh, that means noun. I'm sorry, I'm an English teacher. Noun. Origin, Armenian. 1, a master of literature whose intellectual curiosity is only surpassed by their critical acumen. And then he wrote, pause for laughter to die down. I had this student, this is still Spiegel, I had this student in a class every year since sophomore year, and as much as I'd love to take credit for his growth and brilliance, I'm just not that good of a teacher. Since that first day I met him, it was clear that he had a light within him. My job has always been to simply give him the opportunity to shine. And then he says, let me know if there's anything else you need or something better, etc. I like that bit about the light and letting this student shine. It's true, this student has a light. A light within him that it's about as bright as they get, but it also might be simultaneously true that this student loathes the fact that they have this light. It's a light so bright that they have to shield its rays with a lifted hoodie during every waking hour. They feel the burden of this light because they recognize that to have this light is a great responsibility, a great power. The students like Spider-Man, but instead of being able to climb on walls, they're just really good at English class. I'm going to plagiarize myself today. I hope that's allowed. Today's reading comes from a mentoring letter I wrote for this student last year. Bear with me. Jaden, I'm going to give you homework this summer. I want you to read a book. We've talked about it before. It's Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle. I'm not saying that it will change your life, but I'm betting that it will. I taught it in my postmodern literature class a couple years ago, and it gave 3 students life-shattering existential crises. I'm not saying that it will give you a life-shattering existential crisis, but I'm hoping that it will. To a person who doesn't ask questions, the book appears to be devastatingly nihilistic. But to a person who lives for these questions, it's relentlessly optimistic in the face of an absurdly nihilistic world. The book opens with the following epigraph. Nothing in this book is true. Live by the FOMA that makes you brave and kind and healthy and happy. The FOMA that Vonnegut describes in a footnote below this epigraphs are harmless untruths. We learned shortly thereafter that the books of Bakunin are at the center of a religion, Bakuninism, on the fictional utopian island of San Lorenzo, where most of the novel is set. On this island, the inhabitants all live by this religion. The most important part of Bakuninism, however, is that everyone knows that it is entirely made up. The religious text is constantly reminding them that everything in it is fiction. So why do they live by something that they know to be a falsehood? It's because it gives them structure and purpose. It assigns them a role to play so that in the face of hopelessness and aimlessness, they'll always have a part to fall back on. Ultimately, it can't be anything but harmless because everyone involved knows that they're only playing a game. Every once in a while, you'll find a writer who gives words for the shapeless wandering thoughts that cloud your mind, and everything starts to fall into place. It takes hold. It's not always immediate. It's gradual sometimes, or it lingers perhaps. You read a book or you watch a film, and you find that it can't escape your mind. Vonnegut was that writer for me. I needed FOMA to acknowledge the absurdity of purpose, but then ultimately embrace it. So I'd like to add a revision to this letter, and that revision is this. Every once in a while, you'll have a student who will give shape and meaning to the shapeless wandering mess of a Henry Johnston English class, and everything will fall into place. They take hold, and you realize that although you may have needed to think otherwise at one point, that this isn't a game and this isn't absurd. And they remind you why you are here, and they make you brave and kind and healthy and happy. So on behalf of my friends in the English department, it is my honor to give this year's English Department Award to Jaden Shin.
To present the Charles E. and Rosemary Lanham Award for Excellence in History on behalf of the Social Studies Department, please welcome Chris Bradley.
This year's awardee for Excellence in History has gone well beyond the required classes in the department, earned high grades in these courses, and pushed themselves with 3 different AP classes. But Excellence in History goes well beyond steps like these. This year's winner's excellence has been on display nearly every day in the classroom. In class, she was often the first to raise a question about how the topic of the day fit into a larger picture. She also brought her own interest and flair to the classroom. One time, she taught our AP US History class about the evolution of the corset through the Gilded Age and into the early 20th century, drawing on her interest in fashion. When she was in my class called The Journey, she was able to see not only how the travel changed the traveler, but how the places explored were changed. I appreciated this multi-perspective view. This student also took on the additional challenge of devising and completing a research scholars project in history. In the end, she generated an impressive paper which investigated how the concept of the American teenager came to be. Through multiple and thoughtful revisions, she was able to lay out the crucial steps taken in the 1950s to establish this social group, but she was also able to carefully note how these steps were built on foundations laid in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. Through this work, she has come to appreciate the complex web of history that is made up of media, economics, war, social fads, and more. I will miss the energy, whimsy, and rigor that this student has brought to our classes here. Working with her on her research scholars project was one of the great joys I had this year. On behalf of the faculty members of the History and Social Studies Department, I'm pleased to present the 2026 Charles E. and Rosemary Lanham Excellence in History Award to Caroline Appel.
To present the award for world languages, please welcome Mercedes Muñoz Paredo.
Excuse me. It's truly a pleasure and a privilege to be part of this special celebration. Today, as mentors and teachers, we stand with immense pride and in recognition the outstanding accomplishments of our students. Prize Days is always a moment I hold dear in my heart. It's also an opportunity to reflect on the past year and publicly honor the achievements made possible by your dedication, perseverance, and passion for learning. Each year, the World Language Department faces the difficult but inspiring task of selecting a recipient for our departmental award. At UHS, we are fortunate to teach many exceptional students, and choosing just one is never easy. As Abigail Adams, wife of President John Adams, and visionary in her own right, once said, "Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and diligence." This quote perfectly captures the spirit of this year's honoree. I've had the joy of witnessing this student's incredible growth and dedication. Her commitment to Spanish extends far beyond the textbook, and she demonstrates not only academic excellence, but a deep appreciation for language as a gateway to understanding culture and connecting with others. What makes this year's recipient truly remarkable is how she balances her high academic standards with vibrant leadership across our school community. She doesn't just participate, she leads. Whatever she's driving, initiates in theater, dance marathon, competing in the soccer field, or dedicating her time to Hispanic Honor Society, she brings her whole heart to everything she does. Her motivation is not driven by grades alone, though they are certainly great and very outstanding grades. What sets her apart is her genuine care for people, her ability to inspire her peers, and her desire to use her voice, leadership, and talents to make a tangible difference in our school community and beyond. In fact, we recently watched the movie The Book of Life, which reminds us that to be a true hero and write your own story, you have to be selfless. This perfectly mirrors how this student lives her life. She is a true leader because she lifts others up as she climbs. There is no doubt in my mind that she has left nothing to chance in her pursuit of excellence. Her ardor, diligence, and selfless leadership shine brightly, and her enthusiasm is contagious. It is my great honor to present the World Language Departmental Award to Elizabeth Merisotis. Miss Elizabeth, may your passion for learning and leading remain strong, and may you be the hero of your own story.
To present the award for excellence in science, please welcome Erica Postuma.
Each year, the science faculty chooses one student to receive the Science Department Award. We consider several factors, including a commitment to excellence within our science courses, as well as participation in independent research and projects. This year, the science faculty faced an unusual challenge. We had an exceptionally strong group of students whose accomplishments in science, research, and innovation far exceeded what we typically see in a single graduating class. Because of this, we made the decision to break with tradition and honor not one, but two students with the 2026 Science Department Award. Our first winner has excelled in each of the science courses they've taken, including AP Biology, AP Chemistry, Physics, and Environmental Science. They have built an exceptional record of scientific research and environmental advocacy. This student has published several articles in respected journals and even holds a U.S. patent. They have won multiple national and international awards in the STEM field, including being a finalist in the Stockholm Junior Water Prize, winning first place in the Central Indiana Science Fair, and was awarded first place in the Congressional App Challenge. Beyond conducting research, they have been an invited speaker at the International Conference for Sustainable Development, the Indiana Water Summit, and the Indiana Environmental Conference. They also delivered a TEDx talk about their STEM journey and water research. Her accomplishments demonstrate not only an advanced scientific ability, but also a commitment to applying science to real-world environmental problems and public outreach. This spring, she learned she had been accepted into not one, but 6 BSMD programs. In the fall, she plans on attending Rensselaer Polytechnic in the accelerated BSMD program, and in 2029 will be directly admitted to Albany Med. It is my sincerest pleasure to award a 2026 UHS Science Department Award to Vedatri Iyer. This year's second recipient has distinguished themselves not only through academic achievement, but through an extraordinary depth of scientific curiosity and an impressive ability to engage with complex biomedical research topics well beyond the typical high school level. Throughout their time at University High School, this student has excelled in rigorous science coursework, earning high scores in each AP Science course, while developing a deep interest in cancer biology, epidemiology, and biomedical research. In fact, I believe they are the first UHS student to ever take 4 AP Science exams because we only offer 3 AP Science classes. But of course, why would that stop them from independently preparing for, taking, and earning a 5 on the AP Environmental Science test? In addition to completing an internship focused on breast and uterine cancer research, they have completed extensive independent research examining racial disparities in breast cancer mortality. What makes this work especially remarkable is the sophistication with which they connect molecular biology, immunology, epidemiology, and social science. Their research incorporates statistical analysis using cancer registry data and examines how biological pathways and systemic inequalities intersect to influence cancer progression and mortality. What stands out most about this student is not only their academic talent, but the purpose behind their work. They approach science as a means of understanding and addressing real human problems, combining compassion with intellectual rigor in a way that is truly rare. Their dedication to excellence, curiosity, and ambition is inspiring, not just to their peers, but for their faculty as well. They plan to continue their academic journey at the University of Notre Dame in the fall, studying chemical and biomedical engineering. It is my sincerest pleasure to award a 2026 UHS Science Department Award to Samantha Purdy.
To present the award for the math department, please welcome Dave Vesper.
Mathematics is the most pure form of communication, a universal language that spans all the world's cultures and is even being used to talk to potential alien civilizations. In the last few years, we have seen mathematics being used even to create poetry and write fiction. Admittedly, maybe not very good poetry, Alicia, but it is. Okay? Like all languages, mastery of the foundations of the language makes expressing complicated ideas much easier. In my time at UHS, I've seen many students who are strong in integrating new knowledge with previous mathematics, taking a new problem I presented, integrating things from earlier in the semester, early in the years to try and get a solution. However, I've never seen before a student who does this to such an extreme, who when presented with the need to solve a second-order linear differential equation, while working it says, well, now I need to use synthetic division, which I learned in the second grade. I think that was an exaggeration. I suspect they learned it later. But the point still holds that synthetic division is not something that had been used for years and years and years, I would expect. Okay? And yet, he had that tool readily available. I've also rarely seen a student who is so driven to explore mathematical problems. Someone who is unafraid to try, propose, and start a solution, have errors noted, and so try again. Someone who has literally filled half a whiteboard with stuff, worked, and then we stopped and said, okay, that's all junk, and had to erase the entire thing and start again on a new way. Okay? But this is also somebody who has cut me off in class. When I am going through something saying, I want to go through step A and B, I get to step A, and actually both students in the class hop up and cut me off and begin doing step B and C and talking about the implications of what that meant for stuff we did earlier in the semester. Okay? This is somebody who enjoys collaborating with others, also racing to the board to work with peers. Okay? They are diligent. Even when they get a good solution to a problem, they want to understand why that solution worked, how to generalize the solution. Maybe there's a cleaner way of understanding, because sometimes as we're plotting through stuff, we can take a meandering path to get to a new understanding. Okay? They're also strong in statistics, a discipline that some claim is not necessarily mathematics. It is applied mathematics, and much of that class is understanding where and what to apply. The math itself may not be all that hard. This is also somebody who is able to visualize space and time interactions, something key in multivariable math and also important in a robotics team. It is this intellect, continuously growing mathematical expertise, and joy of mathematical exploration that gives me the honor of presenting the 2026 University High School Mathematics Department Award to Ben Way.
To present the award for excellence in the visual arts, please welcome Tasha Barger.
Okay. The departmental award this year goes to a student who has been deeply involved in the arts since her freshman year at university. Over the last 4 years, she has proven herself to be a fundamental presence and leader within our arts classroom. She has taken 14 semesters of art and completed an AP drawing and an AP 2D portfolio. She's attended every single open house, welcoming countless students and families into our art spaces and sharing her enthusiasm for all that she's experienced and accomplished there. The breadth of her work showcases both remarkable diversity and a genuine love for the people and the world around her. Her understanding of form and color is exceptional, demonstrating a level of sophistication more commonly associated with advanced collegiate or graduate level painters than high school seniors. When tasked with a new medium or challenge to learn a new skill set, she remains exacting, only relenting once she's fully mastered the material. Whether working in bookbinding, watercolor, or even Adobe Illustrator, she invests the time and effort required not to simply succeed, but to become extraordinary. Next year, she'll be heading to Alabama State to study art and education. And I truly can't imagine a more qualified person to inspire, educate, and share her love of art with future generations. I'm so pleased to present the Art Award this year to Lindsay Porter.
To present the awards for excellence in the performing arts, please welcome Callie Hartz and Daniel Knox.
Okay. Is it too tall now? Okay. No, okay. This year's theater award goes to a student who didn't just participate in our community, but actively helped build it, shape it, and hold it together. When this kid first started, she had a specific goal in mind for her theatrical journey. And we all know, much like theater, it doesn't always go the way the script says it should go. But this didn't make, what makes her so incredibly special is just how she handles a change in that plot. It's what she does next. The things didn't play out exactly how she planned, but she didn't step back. Instead, she rolled up her sleeves and dove headfirst into tech theater. The talented student has been a vital part of theater classes, indie fringe shows, and all 8 productions of her high school career. Whether she was bringing a character to life on stage, crafting a prop, or being the fog goblin, which means running the fog machine, she makes everyone else shine around her because she's there 100%. On stage, she's a fantastic, quick-witted improviser, and I'm still really mad at her for not joining comedy sports. Her true magic isn't just in her individual theater talents, but she creates joy and space for others. She is a platform for other success. She lifts up her peers and makes everyone around her the star to be. Her presence will be deeply missed. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Her magic backstage, we'll miss her mature, grounded acting and anchored in so many productions. I will miss hearing her beautiful singing voice echoing through all of the halls, and we know she sings in all of the halls. Anya, thank you for bringing props to stages, the performances, the laughs, and unwavering support. You've been an incredible mark on this community. Anya Hicks. Sorry.
Good morning, everybody. We could get a little focus over there. Thank you, guys. All right. Being a musician is about so much more than just playing the notes written on the page. It's an act of profound nonverbal communication. There's a deep well of trust and vulnerability that goes into successful collaboration. Musicians have to interpret a composer's work, taking what someone else wrote and making their instrument communicate the exact meaning, emotion, and musical inflection intended. Great musicians can make us understand emotion in ways that would be nearly impossible to express with mere words. Sorry, Henry. Great musicians also use their intellect to spontaneously compose while performing, improvising in the moment. They listen louder than they play. They make eye contact with their fellow musicians. They constantly look around, assume they might need to adjust, and give their collaborators the benefit of the doubt. You can lean into that trust for the benefit of the music. It is a selfless give and take where the artist perfectly balances following and leading. The student we are honoring today with the Performing Arts Award does all these things across an astonishing number of contexts. They are the absolute epitome of collaborative artistry. Let's just talk about their versatility for a moment. They've always been an outstanding violinist, but their musical curiosity didn't stop there. They played mandolin and guitar in our pep band. When a musical called for it, they simply taught themselves guitar and banjo. Since then, they've even picked up the drum set. In fact, I'm fairly certain they have played a role in performances for every single ensemble at the school. They are incredibly giving as an artist, whether they are playing a breathtaking solo in the orchestra, collaborating on a beautiful accompaniment with the choir, or jumping in to play guitar with the wind ensemble with total humility and helpfulness, even though the director asked in a totally reasonable amount of time, and certainly not just a few days before the concert. Beyond their performance skills, they have spent the last 2 years as a vital member of our music leadership. They've played a crucial role in advocating for the group, always seeing things from a grounded, neutral perspective. This student is a phenomenal musician, but unlike many musicians of this caliber, they don't seek the spotlight. They don't marinate in the glory of an incredible solo, even though their sheer excellence makes them more than deserving. Instead, they pour their passion into the ensemble. They support those around them and express themselves purely through their music. They represent the absolute best of what it means to be a collaborative artist. It is my great honor to present this year's Performing Arts Award to Benjamin Alcantara.
To present the award for excellence in technology, Peter LaLiberte.
When we look for a recipient of the Technology Award, we aren't just looking for someone who gets the right answer on all the tests. We're looking for someone who actually understands the why behind the technology. Someone someone who can troubleshoot, adapt, and create. This year's Technology Award recipient is exactly that kind of student, whether they be debugging a difficult script or mastering new software. They consistently demonstrate the sophisticated grasp of the subject matter. They possess a rare combination of technical intelligence and grit required to see a project through to the end. What truly sets this person apart isn't their performance in the classroom, but their relentless drive to apply the knowledge in the real world. Over the last few years, I have watched them pour the same passion and technical precision into the robotics team, bringing the grit and ingenuity into everything from time-sensitive code debugging to complex mechanical design challenges. The same versatility defined their academic work, whether they were leveraging multivariable calculus or differential equations to model the spread of a disease, writing programs to graphically simulate a zombie apocalypse, or comparing the different models of a double pendulum. They consistently demonstrated the sophisticated grasp of how theory translates into functional, complex systems. The technical landscape is changing faster than ever. But if your 4 years of growth at our small community has indicated anything, is that you're ready for it. It is my honor to present this year's Technology Award to Riley Lawler.
And to present our final department award for excellence in wellness, Cullen Webster.
Lede Akande, our wellness director, could not be here today, but she wrote some words for our Wellness Award winner. As we gather to celebrate excellence across academics, athletics, and the arts, I'd like to take a moment to highlight something equally vital: wellness. The habits we build around wellness from an early age have the power to shape not only how we care for ourselves, but how we move through the world and show up for others. Learning to prioritize mental, emotional, and physical well-being while still young creates a foundation that can support a person for a lifetime. In today's world, helping students develop self-awareness, balance, and healthy coping skills is not just valuable, it's essential. Wellness is not just a personal endeavor. A life well lived calls us to be stewards of our community as well. This student has always been committed to doing the right thing, not for recognition or praise, but because of their personal values. It is especially impressive when someone prioritizes their health and wellness while still in high school. Although there are only 3 wellness credits required for high school graduation, this student opted to take 7. This student has never been afraid of hard work and truly embodies our core value of commitment to excellence. For 4 years, they woke up for 6 a.m. practice, and even as an underclassman, they showed great leadership during practice and at meets. Their commitment to excellence, although commendable, may have played a part in pushing their body to the point of injury, something any athlete who has experience can tell you is deeply humbling. But that did not stop this athlete from competing. Rather, it gave them the opportunity to pause, slow down, and get to know themselves more beyond the identity of being an athlete. That is where I met this student, in advanced physical education, yoga, and mindfulness. From the beginning, I was impressed with their thoughtful reflections, their vulnerability in thinking deeply through the philosophies of yoga like non-harming and truthfulness, and the way they applied those ideas to their own personal experiences. I admired their perspective of gratitude, especially for their mother and the rest of their family. They never took for granted the blessing of having their support, and they wrote about it often. It's one thing to explore the physical practice of yoga, but this student lived their yoga off the mat. And although they were never the most vocal, they led with quiet confidence and an intrinsic motivation to be the best version of themselves. As their yoga teacher for the last 4 semesters, I am especially going to miss their enthusiasm and presence, which was always a grounding force for me. It is hard to imagine this class and this school without them. And although I am unable to be physically present today, I am there in spirit. Please know it is a true privilege to honor and to present this year's Wellness Award to Nia Williams. Namaste, Nia.
When they sought to start a high school where students were taken seriously and placed at the center of their educational experience, university's founding trustees began with a series of enduring values they hoped each community member would live out. Each year, University High School honors the vision of our founders by presenting Core Values Awards. These awards are given to 6 senior students chosen by the faculty for their commitment to and embodiment of university's 6 core values: diversity, excellence, creativity, stewardship, personal responsibility, and mutual respect, support, and trust. I will call each recipient and their mentor up to the podium, and the mentor will formally present the award. Will Brett Kriebel and Kothi Burge please join me on stage?
It is cliche, I know, but I cannot believe that this young man standing before you, dressed from head to toe in orange, to support his Olympics orange team today is already a graduating senior. When Kothi came to be my mentee his sophomore year, we spent many of our early meetings trying to find things we could bond over. He taught me about Godzilla. We found we both loved dogs and tennis. And I did my best to try to get him to join Dance Marathon with no success. But as time flew by, we didn't need to find things to talk about anymore. We just talked about grades, of course, that's what a mentor is supposed to do, but also about life and fear of the unknown, and quite often about girls. A lot of things have already been said about Kothi today, and I don't think there's much more I can actually reveal about him that you don't already know. And that's because Kothi is a truly authentic human. He is actually what he presents to be. He's a friend to all. He's sensitive enough to notice when any of us are maybe more quiet than we usually are, or we seem to be struggling with something, or if we're just having a bad day. Kothi always asks if he can help and if there's anything he can do. And what truly sets him apart from most of us is that he means it. Kothi always wants to help. Help a friend, help a teacher, help his tennis team and coaches. His kindness is always apparent. I remember a conversation I had with his mom over a year ago. Oh, no. It's okay, it's okay. And I think that something she said in that talk probably sums Kothi up better than anything I could possibly say. She said, "We knew from the moment he was born that there was something magical about him." And I think we all would agree that his mom was right. He is different from most in the very best way possible. He has a heart that is pure and has room for everyone in it. It is my absolute pleasure to present one of the University High School Core Value Awards to my magical mentee, Kothi Birch.
Will Ashley Crockett-Lore and Anya Hicks please join us on stage?
You're gonna cry.
So in her 4 years here, Anya has stood at this very podium to present morning meeting more times than I can count. I remember one time specifically, after everyone cleared out of the room, I stayed behind to give her a hug and tell her good job. And her response, "Was it okay? I completely blacked out." So I'm hoping she maintains consciousness this time, but if not, at least we'll have a recording. One of the very best parts of my job is that I get to be the optimist. I meet students sometimes when they're 12 or 13, and sometimes in the July before their senior year. It's my job to not only see the people that they are now, but also to dream up who they are capable of being when it's time to leave this place. Unfortunately, I can't take credit for Anya's admission, as Nancy and my guy Taylor admitted most of the members of this class. But I can honestly say that even if I had met 8th grade Anya all those years ago, the Anya that stands beside me today is far more incredible than I could have ever even dreamed. What I love about the Core Values Award is that it celebrates not only what a student does in their time at our school, but also who they have been. And Anya has done so much: Black Affinity, Stewardship, Creative Writing Club, Anti-Racist Book Club, basketball, track, theater, music, and so on. That's just out of the classroom. She's been one of those students responsible for making things happen, for driving our community forward through her involvement and care. But what's even more special is the uniquely Anya way that she's done all of this. One of the ideas that I keep coming back to whenever I speak about or talk about Anya is that I wish she could see herself through my eyes, see the way that I see her. The Anya I see is brilliant. She's brilliant in her intelligence and brilliant in her radiance. In the classroom, she picks up on patterns and makes connections that no one else sees. She asks questions with an open mind, speaks with an open heart, and examines the precious gems of learning from every facet. She's the kind of student every teacher hopes to have in their classroom, and she has collected more unofficial faculty mentors than I can count, though she still tells me I'm her favorite. She understands that achievement is measured in this world by percentages and letter grades, but she also measures herself against a more noble standard of excellence. Did I engage fully? Did I give of myself to the community of class? Did I make space for others? The Anya I see can bring me to tears with a single note from a song, sung proudly through a microphone from this very stage, or hummed quietly from the little blue chair in my office. She can arrange a line in a poem or short story or conversation that lands like a knife to the heart with its resonance. The day of Chuck Webster's passing, when we gathered here in stunned silence to absorb the news, Anya found the words that eluded so many of us, penning a poem that she went on to read at Chuck's tree planting ceremony this year. Her creative voice, written, spoken, sung, is her superpower. The Anya I see is a force for good. She puts into practice the mutual in mutual respect, support, and trust in a way that I've never quite seen before. There have been numerous times when I've seen Anya be the bigger person, take the high road in a situation, give someone a tremendous amount of grace. And while I'm more prone to outrage on her behalf, she shrugs it off as if to remind me that we're all human here and we're sincerely trying our best. She has considered a career as a public defender, in part, she says, because everyone, guilty or innocent or somewhere in between, has the right to representation, to someone advocating with their whole heart on their behalf. That heart is what I love the most. If you are lucky enough to be loved by Anya, there's literally nothing in the world she wouldn't do for you. And I count it one of the honors of my life to know and to love Anya Hicks. Oh, and then I was gonna say the official thing, that it's my honor to give her a Core Values Award.
Will Melissa Caraher, oh, nope. Well, whoop. We're just gonna do them out of order because it started that way. Will Melissa Caraher and Elizabeth Marasotis join me on stage?
So I met Elizabeth when she was a freshman in my Spanish 3 class, and it was immediately evident how lucky we were to have her at university. She was curious, kind, driven, and brilliant. Sorry, I'm all the feels. She inspired peers in that class, whether she realized it or not. I was lucky enough to become her mentor at the start of her sophomore year and had 3 amazing years with her. She is an incredible young woman, and I am forever grateful to have gotten the chance to know her. While mentors are here to guide and assist our mentees, I am positive that I have learned far more from her than I could ever teach. There are students who leave a mark on a school, and there are students who leave it better. Elizabeth is the latter. If you ask anybody about Elizabeth, they will tell you about a young woman who doesn't just meet the standard, but raises it. She's a student who reads, studies, takes classes, not because she has to, but because she genuinely wants to understand the world more deeply than she did before. She looks for topics that pique her interest and spark a passion, and dives in while performing at an incredibly high level. Her love of learning isn't performative, it is just who she is. Elizabeth's impact goes beyond the classroom. It's on the soccer fields, in the theater wings, it's in the pep band before a game, in the changes to our community spaces made with stewardship, in events with Dance Marathon, in team building activities with incoming freshmen. It is book clubs and advocacy and Bring Change to Mind, and in UNICEF, it's Dance Marathon. It is the hellos in the hallways. It is the helping during event setup. It's cheering for peers while attending their events. She has shown up fully, meaningfully, and consistently in this community in more ways than I can name. At times it's hard to spin all of those plates at once, but she was determined to be involved and determined to support everybody that she could. She cares about and believes in this community so deeply, and it truly shows every single day. What makes Elizabeth truly remarkable, though, is not the list of classes, the clubs, the accomplishments. It's how she shows up. She's the person in the room who makes sure no one goes unheard, the one who turns the spotlight away from herself, sometimes literally, and points it at people around her. She's cheering for others on the soccer team, hyping people up that are in leadership roles or not, and supporting classmates during presentations and morning meetings. She is the person who, without fanfare, makes everyone near her a little more capable, a little more confident, and a little more seen. It's really not a skill you can teach. Again, it is just Elizabeth. The Core Value Awards exist to honor students who don't just understand our core values, but live them every day without being asked. Elizabeth has done just that, and I know she will continue to do so every day after she leaves university. Thank you for taking care of this place that I love and that we love so much. We are better for having known you. So I'm honored to present a 2026 University High School Core Values Award to Elizabeth Marasotis.
Will Allie Domke and Quinlan Litke join me on stage?
Quinn, I knew very early on in your freshman year that one day I would probably be standing here doing exactly this. After 4 years of being your mentor, I can now say with complete certainty that you are a student who most fully embodies what University High School hopes its graduates will become. You came to UHS not really knowing anyone, determined to pave your own way. And you did, quietly, authentically, without ever needing attention or recognition. Over the past 4 years, I've watched you grow into someone who leads with humility, kindness, intelligence, creativity, and integrity. As a freshman, you weren't sure you would make the volleyball team. Okay. Then you made varsity. Whether you were a volleyball captain, a member of the JV tennis team, or the president of National Honor Society, you never acted like any role was beneath you. And somehow, despite all your success, you remained one of the most grounded people I know. In fact, your NHS sponsor told me you were the easiest president to work with. Responsible, kind, dependable, and never difficult or demanding. Honestly, that sounds exactly right. One of my favorite things about Quinn is the way she makes people feel seen and valued. She hosted shadow guests, welcomed new students, served as freshman retreat counselor, and built friendships across every grade level. Quinn understands what it feels like to be new, uncertain, or out of place. Because of that, she goes out of her way to make sure other people feel like they belong. And through all of this, Quinn has remained deeply herself. She challenged herself academically, but always intentionally. She pursued excellence without sacrificing balance. She discovered a love for photography and painting and continued making space for art throughout all 4 years. She explored caves, Ireland, and the art of Southwest during J-term, She stayed committed to Irish dance outside of school and somehow managed to do this all while, excelling in some of the most rigorous classes that we offer. But more than any accomplishment, what stands out most about Quinn is her character. She's thoughtful, loyal, compassionate, steady. She is the kind of person who quietly checks in on people, who notices when someone needs support, and who leads without needing any credit. Next year, Quinn is heading to Purdue University to study nursing, and I truly cannot imagine a better future nurse. She has the intelligence for it, certainly, but more importantly, she has the heart for it. She will make people feel safe, so close, cared for and valued, exactly the same way she has made people feel here at UHS for the past 4 years. Quinn, it has been the greatest privilege to be your mentor, and congratulations on this very deserved honor.
Will Samantha Purdy join me on stage? Before she ever came to university from Ireland, some of us hoped that Samantha would arrive on campus with a variety of Irish gifts, a pot of gold, a four-leaf clover, a delightful Irish brogue, but she didn't. She arrived with so much more, and the accomplishments are endless. 13 AP classes in 3 years. I know you haven't gotten this year's scores yet, but I'm just going to speak them into existence and call it 12 5s and 1 4, but the 4 was in a class she only took for half the year. She's earned varsity letters in soccer, which she is exceptionally good at, and basketball and swimming, which she's a great fan of, and actually a really good teammate and supporter. She was best person on the bench in her basketball career. Sam has biked hundreds of miles for cancer research and awareness. She's moved literal tons of dirt to improve our trail systems. And she has an upcoming paid summer internship at the Breast Tissue Center that she beat out college students for. She loves learning. She loves our school, but here's what I love about Samantha. She is often the smartest person in a room, certainly when we have mentoring meetings, but she will never make you know it. She may show it with her skill or intellect, but there is no arrogance to Samantha. While others puff out their chests, she sits back with a wry smile. She's the type of young person who, if entrusted with something, a duty or a gift, will honor it, protect it, and turn it into something more. She's the person you turn to when you need to get things done. Samantha's own history of living around those with cancer has inspired her to study science at the University of Notre Dame, not because it's a lucrative career or because she wants to become a famous doctor, but because she wants to understand why people suffer from the disease and how we might make their suffering less. She sets a high standard for herself, but she sets a higher standard for her world because she believes in all of us. She lives each of these core values every day, and she's the person I want to be when I grow up. It is my honor to present a Core Values Award to Samantha Purdy. Will Tom Fitzgibbon and Finley Reed please join us on stage?
One of the endearing things about Finley is that as honored as I'm sure he is by this award, he's probably a little bit miserable standing up here right now. Perhaps his least favorite conversation topic is himself, so he's gonna have to grin and bear it as I explain how he has consistently represented our school with grace during the last 4 years as he has carried out all 6 of our core values. Finley demonstrates a commitment to excellence in everything he does, including in the classroom where he has pushed himself to take a very difficult course load each semester and has nevertheless performed at a very high level every time. His commitment to excellence is also apparent in his dedication to running, and it is not an uncommon sight to drive around West Carmel and see Finley running along the road regardless of just how frigid the temperatures are. He is without question one of the best runners we have ever had at this school, and it would be hard to imagine that anyone has ever matched his training work ethic. Both teachers and coaches know they can count on him to have the personal responsibility to show up to classes and practices on time, prepared, and fully engaged with the kind of maturity that is necessary for success. Finley has also developed a well-deserved reputation as one of the kindest and most genuine people at our school. He values the idea of diversity by embracing students with different backgrounds and ideas from him, and understanding the importance of respecting their perspectives and beliefs. He demonstrates mutual respect, support, and trust by being thoughtful and sincere to classmates and teachers. In all of his time here, I've never once heard Finley utter a negative word about another student, teacher, or class, which is really saying something considering he's had Spiegel for AP Lit. Finley's care and compassion for his classmates were on full display during the virus-plagued Alaska J term, when a healthy Finley insisted on staying behind to take care of his sick friends rather than just focusing on getting home early and safely. For someone as reserved as he is, Finley has also made a lasting impact on our school community. Presenting in front of the school is not the most comfortable thing in the world for Finley, but he did so to bring attention to the shoe drives he organized on behalf of Soles for Souls, which provides shoes for people who desperately need them. He also spearheaded the effort to transform our surrounding campus by designing and building new trails and generating student interest to help with that significant project. This work will leave a lasting impact on future generations of university students, and it reflects Finley's creativity as well as his stewardship of our school community. Finley is a terrific human being and very worthy of this award. We have been lucky to have him here during these last 4 years, and I know Finley will feel even luckier to get off the stage. Congratulations once again. Stay up here. Okay.
All right, can we have one round of applause for all of our recipients?